The word of the day starts with the letter U, and that word is Ubuntu. What? Ubuntu. We're going to learn about what this word means and how it's relevant today. We're going to learn about this word from someone really special. His name is Reuben Brigety, and he is the U.S. Ambassador to South Africa. Curious just to get your definition or just how you understand the philosophy of Ubuntu.
Ubuntu is one of South Africa's kind of great gifts to the world, and translated from the Zulu or the Ndebele, depending on the language you use. It basically means I am because we are. You can't dehumanize somebody else without also dehumanizing yourself. As Americans, we have this almost civic creed of individualism, of rugged individualism and freedom, which is important and which I certainly believe in. And I also believe, as most Americans do, that we live in community. How do we merge, what is quite frankly in our national DNA for, individual striving and trying to be the best, with also this sense that we are also, bound with each other.
Curious as to just get your thoughts on what the Western world could learn.
I've generally come to the view that there are basically two types of people in the world. Those that can look at people different from themselves and see our common humanity and act accordingly, and those who cannot and do not. And everything is explained by that, because if you can see someone who on the surface appears different from you, so they speak a different language, or they're a different religion, or they live in a different part of the world, but you can look to see that common human thread. If you can see your humanity and their humanity, then if you respect your own humanity, you will treat them with the same respect that you expect to be treated.
Yeah.
And that's true not only but especially when we are engaging on matters of difference, on challenging issues that have got to be worked out. And that is not a naive way of seeing the world. Well, if we all just kind of held hands and sang along, we'd all sort of get to know. I mean, there are real serious differences, but that is the work of diplomacy.
How might we practice Ubuntu in our everyday life?
I would submit that the practice of Ubuntu requires courage. Just because something is not happening to you does not mean that it is not happening.
Wow. Yeah.
And of any type of human experience, whether that is the way in which we experience the world because of gender differences, the way in which we experience the world because we have more resources versus less, the way we experience the world because we're in what many would argue is a position of higher professional status versus one that is not, and being self-consciously aware of that, and being prepared to listen to someone else's story and see somebody else in their humanity, is a very practical way to build the moral muscle memory that is necessary to practice Ubuntu.